Hello, I'm Magnolia Stewart, and of course you're listening to and looking at the Apples of Gold show, being hosted by the Senior Network here at CAN TV in Chicago, Illinois. Today we want to talk about something that is extremely dear to most of us, and if it's not dear to most of us, it's certainly some portion of it is known to all of us, and that's our children. What's happening to our children today? So much goes on in society, and they take a portion of that with them. They take a part of the home, they take a part of the neighborhood, they take a portion of school, and they take only a tiny bit of the church. I want you to know that it is very important that we give all we can to our children so that they grow to be the productive type of citizens that we certainly hope our world, our country, our neighborhood, and our homes will be. And so as we look at the children today, Sister Ernestine is here today as my guest on the Apples of Gold show, and I'd like for you to meet her at this time before we begin as we look at our children today. Sister Ernestine.
Hi, Magnolia. I'm a director, as you know, of the International Prolife Federation. Now that came into being because of what God called me to do, and that's stand against the Roe v. Wade. You know, we have a lot of politicians and people in government, and we all say we're going to help children. Well, when I talk to some of the little children today, they know about abortion. You know, when children witness the adult society being for the termination of life, you see, we first have to start with trying to stop the termination of life from the womb in order to correct the mindset of our children towards violence. So that's how the International Pro-Life Federation was started. Okay. And I just want to go through a couple of things about the International Pro-Life Federation. When you say pro-life, we're talking mostly about a better life. Yes. See, we're not just only against abortion. Right. This is an organization, it's an NGO, political organization for men, women, and children of all ages and races and cultures. We offer hotline information insofar as referrals. We have a prayer line also, and people can call into our prayer line, which is at 218-844-3377.
You want to repeat that?
218-844-3377. Okay. And then you would push 77# every morning at 6 o'clock, and that's coordinated by Minister Elaine Bryan, who is with the Illinois Mennonite Conference. So she coordinates the prayer line. On Saturdays, we have hotline information pertaining to the different pro-life news, what's happening. Just like Alveda King, for instance. She's promoting the documentary Maafa 21. Maafa is a Swahili word for tragedy insofar as the Americans promoting abortion. So this documentary talks about the whole Margaret Sanger bit and how this genocide started and how it's growing, and it's a whole documentary put together by a lot of pro-life people. Alveda King is in that. We have input from Eric Scheidler from the Pro-Life Action League. He contributed. So we got a lot of contributions.
And, you have a lot of contributions. And people can contact you and ask you to come to their various meetings to talk to them?
Right.
Okay, that sounds good.
Right. We have, my telephone number is 773 606-9264.
773-606-9264.
Right, 9264. And I can be contacted there. I want to start out with showing pictures of when I went to Washington with the SEIU and different people. We went to Washington. This was during the Bush administration. And I want to start with showing the pictures of when I was headed towards the White House, and I was stopped by this security guard because I was against abortion. And
how many years ago was that?
This was during the Iraqi war. What was that? That had to be about 3 or 4 years ago. This was when Bush was in office. And just so the next picture, please. You have another picture. Okay, that's me standing in front of the White House. Next picture, we have different pictures of some of the people that were really active when Bush went to war.
And this was for children. We're looking at what we're talking about for children at this point.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about stopping murdering from the womb. And I think that when we do that, our children will comprehend and see us as enlightened adults. And then they would have more respect for our generation when they know. Because children understand abortion.
Yes.
At an early age. A lot of these children are having sex at 12 years old, and some girls are having abortion at 12 years old. I watched Tyra Banks' show last week, and they had girls on there about abortion. So, you know, this is one of the ways we can influence them to if we respect life, then they will begin to respect life. And I think it'll trickle all the way down through society.
Do you think, and since you're mentioning if we respect life, do you think our churches respect life? Because to me, there is a slight divide there.
Yes. Yeah. When you know, when you go to the National Council of Churches, you have many, many, many churches.
Okay.
You got many, many denominations. And when it comes to the abortion issue, the churches are the quietest. The churches are very silent. And if you're believing in Psalms 139:13 to 16, what the scriptures say.
Well, you better repeat it to me. I know 139, and that's not. I know portions of it. And that's
Psalms 139 is mostly talking about. It sums up how God knew us all before we was in the womb.
While we were in the womb.
He counted our days.
Yes. Okay.
He numbered our days. He knows when we're going to be leaving here. And Jeremiah 1:5 speaks to Jeremiah, but it also speaks to us. You see.
Okay. And throughout the Bible, we see God really being bent toward helping the children, because the children carry on the word.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
And the children is the fruit. The fruit of the womb is the children. And this is the most precious to the Lord.
Very
so
true.
This is why in our society we have to try to do something about the mass murder of our people. We're killing generations of people.
Very true.
So it's totally unscriptural.
Well, tell me something, because what you're saying is very good, because that does dovetail with some of the things I think. I look at in the black community, because that's where I live, and that's where I try to exist. And the black community many times seemingly does not want black community members to exist. They do all they can to keep them, to either break in on them, to steal from them. Our young people kill each other and so forth. What is there, any place, that will help black young people respect each other enough to stop killing them?
Well, I think that it's the same thing that I'm talking about. When our young people see us doing right things, it will influence them. In other words, see now, when it comes to the black people, you got 38% of the abortions are done by black people.
Okay.
Okay, now, so compared to a whole ethnic group, we're committing 38% of the abortions.
All right.
Okay, and so I think what we're doing in our society by letting this law go on is that our children have no respect for us, because we don't see that as murder. Some of these gangbangers and children, if you talk to them, and I have, they'll tell you, well, you know, the churches, they have no respect for churches.
That's very true.
They said the same thing we're saying. The people are not trying to stop any of the wrong stuff that they preach. The churches and the pulpits, and they're not standing on God's word. They're not saying nothing against abortion. They're not saying nothing against homosexuality. So you know, the children try to survive the best way they can, and they have no respect for, I can't say all children either.
Okay.
I'm not going to say all children.
No, okay.
I'm going to say some children have no respect, because there are a lot of children who do have respect for the elders.